this one goes live.
It'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Podfeet won't be live. I'll have to switch that over too.
We're almost ready. Okie dokie.
Okay. We are live on YouTube.
Okay. Oh, Mike says he can see us.
Okay, now I need
Everything's
to...
good with Podfeet.com. Here's my duck named Kevin, just because you guys were worried you missed it.
So let me get this into podfeet.com.
They say they can see it already.
That's YouTube. They
No,
see it in podfeet.com?
Everything good with Podfeet.com, Al says.
Really?
Can you guys confirm? You're seeing, oh, Sandy's on Podfeet.
Okay.
That's even better. You don't know how you did it. Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Ooh, we both wore, you wore your Eclipse shirt and I wore my my UCLA astrophysics eclipse shirt.
Which has a partial eclipse. I have a total solar eclipse, but I guess I have all the phases.
All these eclipses belong to you, huh?
Yeah, let me share, let me get Discord up.
Okay, Bruce says still seeing Waiting for Allison.
Waiting for Allison. Where are you seeing this, Bruce?
Bruce is saying he's refreshed too.
Okay, I thought people were seeing us live on podfeet.com. I'm not. So people are saying different things. We need a consensus.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So podfeet.com I think is okay. If anybody can see us, then it's not us. So, but it's more than what Bruce and Kurt are both saying. Oh, and Jill is also saying she can't see us there.
All right.
Okay, hang on. Just going to check podfeet.com/live myself. See, what do I see? Yeah, I see Waiting for Allison.
Yeah, so are you guys seeing maybe a previous show? Maybe you're playing a different show from last week. So let me change the link. I'll get the right one in there.
Okay, no, Mike says he can see the Eclipse shirts. So can Sandy.
In podfeet.com?
On podfeet.com/live. Show 880, it says.
I don't get it. How can some people see it and some
That
people
doesn't
not?
make any sense. And I'm one of them. It can't be a refresh bomb because I never went there.
Let's try.
Yeah, it's got to be something strange.
Well, you know what happened? I did have the previous link in there and I edited it. So if you went to this page prior to me editing it, you'd have the old link, right? Then I've updated it in the past 5-10 minutes with.
Yeah, but I just went to it for the first time.
Right. So
and
you would have the most recent, which matches what I think the case is, which should be not streaming to Podfeet.
Okay. Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay. So he's saying it was, if you got in there early, it's working, but if you got in there later, it's broken.
So anyone who got in early, don't refresh because I'm about to put in the correct link and you will lose.
Well, yeah, just put in the new one. Put in the good one.
I'm putting in the new one now, right?
Wow.
This is a little bit contorted.
Sausage. It's what you come for.
Oh.
It's for the sausage. Right? We don't have a sausage grinder in this room for nothing. All right. I'm going to do an audio check here. NosillaCast intro. Let's see if the live audience, at least here, can hear us. Ooh.
Pretty loud.
You just work on your own thing.
Yeah, it's just uncomfortable.
Stay in our lane. Vegan sausage.
All right. Let's see if
direct YouTube does work. Okay, we're getting there.
Okay, we are now on podfeet.com/live as well.
Okay.
I'm curious for the people who were watching it prior to me updating this, if they can still see it.
I need to figure out how to mute
this is very odd.
Okay, there you go. Still working here. Not working for John.
Okay, try anyone who couldn't see it before. Refresh podfeet.com/live, and it should be working for you now.
Okay, I'm going to check it. I'm going to get into a .com/live. Okay. 880 StreamYard. I see it.
All right. I think we're good.
Right. All right. We must be good. Working for me now. Well, that was easy. 508. Meme Alive.
All right.
We want to love you. We really do. All right. You want to confirm that you can hear this on video?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to turn my own volume down. All right. Should I save? I think so. It's yep.
Oh, no.
What happened?
I'm running low on power, and I'm using all 3 ports. Oh.
Well, you've got a MagSafe.
I could go get... Yeah, that's downstairs.
Didn't I give you mine? No. Okay, run and go get it.
All right.
All right, we are going to talk about Steve behind his back. There we go. That's perfect. All right, I am going to do a little audio check here and do a little quick recording. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com. Technology Geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, March 20th, 2022, and this is show number 880. I think that worked. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan. I might just keep that. Shields up, Kevin. He's going to talk about Steve behind his back. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Al. Yes, definitely give us a roll call. I forgot. Thank you, Kevin. Or thank you, Al. Give us our roll call request here. All right, now we can do it. We've got Kevin and Bruce and Jason and Frank and Jill and John and Mike Price and Rick and Sandy and Steve and Michael and Al. Anybody in the sidebar I'm missing here? We got a widget bot. Have we got Rose here yet? I think we are set. So I just did my intro recording, Steve, and it worked. So I think we're all good.
All right.
All right. You got power?
I got power. I think we're good to go.
All right. Well, let's see. You need to mute yourself, right? Okay. Here we go. I'm just going to keep going where I was. This is going to be a really fun show this week, and we have a very special surprise coming up, so be sure to stay with us. Well, last week I told the story about how I created an Apple shortcut with an embedded shell script that tests to see if my network-attached storage is on the same network as my Mac, and if so, to mount a share volume. In my test for whether the server was on the same network, I copied an alert I found online that would say the server is pining for the fjords if it wasn't there. Listener Jill wrote in an explanation of that term that I did not remember. Jill wrote, "Just in case you didn't know, pining for the fjords is from one of the most famous Monty Python sketches ever, the Parrot Sketch. The shopkeeper describes the eponymous parrot as pining for the fjords when it is, in fact, dead. Hence, pining for the fjords is a euphemism for being dead. Do yourself a favor, go watch or listen to the Parrot Sketch. You won't regret it." Well, I know that sketch, but I hadn't seen it in ages, so I went back and watched it again, and she's right. This is one of the great pieces of comedy of our time. It also gives me a chance to tell the best story, probably again, about my dad. When I was growing up, my dad was a huge influence on me in studying and excelling in school. Education was the number one thing to him. He was an engineer, and he groomed me in his own image since my 3 older brothers pursued different paths, much to his chagrin. One day, while I was studying, he hollered down to my room to tell me to come see something on TV. I told him I couldn't watch TV with him because I was studying for a chemistry exam. He insisted I come up and see it. I again argued with him that this test was a midterm and I really needed to study. He replied, "I promise you will remember this much more than anything you ever learned in chemistry." And of course, you probably guessed, it was the first time he had ever seen Monty Python. He was right. I do remember that more than anything I ever learned in chemistry. My father had a wonderful sense of humor to go with his work ethic, and I think his appreciation of Monty Python proves it. Thanks, Jill, for explaining the joke I had entirely missed. I will always use pining for the fjords in my error messages from now on. All right. Play it back. Did you play it back? No. Wait. I think she said Kurt. Did I miss saying Kurt? Oh, Kurt's in the sidebar as a widget. That's what it is. Is that what you guys are saying? A widget. What am I talking about? A bot? Oh, well, I'm confused. Okay. Now we're going to see whether the, my grumpy shortcut should work because he fixed it.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
And you want to know what he did to fix it?
Yeah. What was the fix?
Allison deleted a sub macro that I didn't know had anything to do with this macro. It was called do notifications, and it's the thing that sends the audio alert to my ears. And I didn't know it had anything to do with the Hindenburg shortcut. And I was cleaning up my macros, and I just went, "Oh, I don't know what that crap is. Let me just delete it." And that was the end of that. So,
well, good. Good.
Luckily
good to know.
he saved it.
Excellent.
All right.
So you chapter marked that, as I recall.
I did. And I'm ready to do the next little segment.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. This week's Chit Chat Across the Pond is what Bart is calling a Programming by Stealth adjacent installment. And he calls it, jeez. This week's Chit Chat Across the Pond is what's kind of a Programming by Stealth adjacent. Good grief. Really? How hard is that? This week's episode of Chit Chat Across the Pond is actually a Programming by Stealth adjacent installment. Bart calls these tidbits, and this is tidbit 3 of Y. In this episode, Bart talks to us about the dangers of using other people's code in your code. And then he talks about the danger of not using other people's code in your code. He explains this seeming dichotomy and gives us ways to approach the problem taking a middle ground. He helps us think about how to choose whether to use another person's code and whose code to use, and even how to ensure it's kept up to date with security patches. It's definitely a philosophical installment, and it was triggered by a recent event where a developer maliciously broke his own code, impacting a lot of developers. It was actually sort of a success story of open source, which I didn't expect. You can find this episode in your podcatcher of choice under Programming by Stealth, and you can read Bart's fabulous tutorial show notes over at pbs.bartificer.net. Alrighty. Oh, there's Rose. Oh, good. You didn't miss the singing debut.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Does everybody know that Steve is going to sing tonight?
No, I'm not singing tonight.
Well, in a way you are. There will be singing. There will be singing, and it will be you, and it will be tonight.
It just won't be live.
I didn't say it was live. Oh, my beloved grumpy shortcut. I would be very sad if I ever lost that. I should back everything up again in a separate file so I know what I'm missing. Okay, this shouldn't be too long. Where is it?
I didn't see. You put in the link?
Chapter mark? Yes, I did.
Good.
You can back up the macros. Yeah, I think I should. Even though they sync, but since I deleted it,
Jill says mute ready.
Oh,
thanks, Jill. Actually, you might
Steve.
want to have that button ready. That's not a bad idea.
All right, here goes. Go away, dear. There we go. I've been obsessed with diagramming the new Mac models recently, and in discussion with Tom Merritt of the Daily Tech News Show, we started thinking about how things were at Apple before Steve Jobs' triumphant return to Apple on September 16th, 1997. Steve looked at the product lineup and immediately saw that there were far too many choices. I went through the awesome application Mac Tracker, and I mapped out every computer Apple was selling at the time and added each of them, I added their time of death dates. In a diagram, I showed that there were only 2 models on this diagram that were allowed to gracefully age out, the Macintosh Performa 6360 and the PowerBook 2400C. It was after this that Steve presented his now famous product strategy, a 2x2 matrix showing the 2 categories, desktop and portable, and the 2 audiences, consumer and pro, and how there could be just 4 models to satisfy all needs. And now in 2022, we're back to this. Before the Mac Pro is even in the picture for Apple Silicon, we've got 4 M1 Macs, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate Mac models with M1s. We've got the M1 Pro, the M1 Max, and the regular M1. And we've actually got 3 different iPads. Actually, I counted wrong. There's 7 Macs with the M1 processor and 3 iPads. Well, I showed those diagrams during a Daily Tech News Show episode just this week, and I got some interesting feedback from Tom Merritt and a few folks who wrote in after the show. They suggested that it was just as complicated during the Intel days because we did have to choose between i3, i5, i7, i9, and we had to choose graphics cards. That got me to thinking, and another diagram came out of that thinking. Using the awesome Mac Tracker application again and Draw.io, which is a desktop app for diagrams.net, I created yet another diagram, this time for the 2019 13-inch and 15-inch MacBook Pro. What I discovered was we did have a lot of options like we have today, but they were not interdependent. Within the 15-inch MacBook Pro, you could choose from 3 different Intel processors, from a 2.6 gigahertz 6-core i7 all the way up to a 2.4 gigahertz 8-core i9. But that decision didn't affect whether you could have 16 or 32 gigabytes of RAM. And all of those CPU decisions allowed you to choose any one of 4 graphics cards. In the 13-inch MacBook Pro, you were only given the option of an i5 or i7 processor, but that decision didn't affect how much RAM you could have, 8 or 16 gigabytes, and you were stuck with Intel Iris Plus Graphics 645, no matter which processor you chose. If we compare that to the M1 Pro and M1 Max decision tree that I posted back in October, you'll see why our new world is so much more complicated. Today, if you simply decide that a 14-inch MacBook Pro is right for you, you have to start by deciding how many CPU cores you need. Do you need 8 or 10? If you choose 8, you will get a 14-core GPU. If you go 10, you can have 14 or 16 cores. But if you choose 10 cores for your CPU, you now have 4 options available for your GPU from 14 to 32 cores. Let's look at it from a different angle. Let's say you want 32 gigabytes of RAM. That's awesome. All options of M1 Pro and M1 Max of the 14-inch MacBook Pro are available to you. But if you want 64 gigabytes of RAM, you must get an M1 Max. Now you have to decide if you want a 24 or 32-core GPU. See what I mean? All of these decisions are interconnected when, before the M1s were around, they were independent decisions. Now, I'm not complaining. Far from it. I am thrilled with the options available to us. I'm just saying that it's hard to even describe what the options are. If you, like Steve Jobs back in 1997, are trying to advise family and friends on which Mac laptop they should buy, I wish you the best of luck. I bet you can sympathize with Steve when he said back in 97 that he couldn't figure out what to recommend to his friends and family. There we go. I think I sort of snaked my own punchline towards the end there. Oh, I think you got the idea, though.
I think they did.
Alrighty. He seems to want a chapter mark. Let me decide. I think it's time.
It is.
It is time for the most exciting thing.
Oh, that. I thought you meant the chapter mark.
Only the first one's making a noise. Maybe I only put the do. No, I had to put the do notification in twice. It is time. Okay, here we go. Do you introduce yourself, Steve? Probably not.
No,
right?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, at the beginning of the show, I promised you a surprise, and that surprise is coming right now. I'd like to introduce to you my very own husband, Steve Sheridan. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to just drop your intro in first, and then we'll circle back, and I'll add the
Sure.
song.
That works.
Your own husband, Steve Sheridan.
A couple weeks ago, I heard a song about security, hackers, and passwords by Rachel Toback, CEO of Social Proof Security. It was a catchy, well-sung tune, so I looked around and found it was based on a famous sea shanty called Wellerman. Although the authorship is unknown, this song is believed to have been written in New Zealand by a pirate or shore whaler around 1860. Probably the most well-known performance of Wellerman was by Nathan Evans in 2021. It's a masterful performance with over 100 million views on YouTube. Hearing this song somehow inspired me to write new lyrics to the tune. However, in attempting to sing it, I quickly...
Sandy's saying she's not hearing you.
In Discord, is anyone else hearing me in Discord? Am I still in there?
Are you hearing? Are you hearing the recorded, Steve? Oh,
no one's hearing me in Discord.
Why would that be?
Interesting.
Oh, I wonder if you've recorded this in stereo. There's a weirdness with. Let me try this.
No, they're saying it's the lot. I hear you talk, Steve, but not the recording. Got it.
If you're on a left and right channel, for some reason it won't come in. Let me see if you hear him live in the you're only hearing the live Steve.
They hear me live, but not the recorded Steve.
Okay. Husband, try it again. Steve Sheridan.
A couple weeks ago, I heard a song about security, hackers, and passwords by Rachel Toback, CEO of Social Proof Security. It was a catchy, well-sung tune, so I looked around. Are you playing differently than you would?
Let me see. Can you tell me if you can hear me when I play this? I'm about to hit play now. I've sympathized with Steve when he said back in '97 that he couldn't figure out what to recommend.
Huh. We lost all of your Hindenburg, I guess.
Hang on. No, it's a simple setting. Then, if they can't hear me either, I thought they were saying they could. Yeah, here it is. Sorry about that, guys. You've been hearing the wrong thing all along. There you go. All right, here we go. No, the channel wasn't muted. It's I hadn't picked the right sound source out, but here we go. You'll hear this now. Husband, Steve Sheridan.
A couple weeks ago, I heard a song about security, hackers, and passwords by Rachel Toback, CEO of Social Proof Security. It was a catchy, well-sung tune, so I looked around and found it was based on a famous sea shanty called Wellerman. Although the authorship is unknown, this song is believed to have been written in New Zealand by a pirate or shore whaler around 1860. Probably the most well-known performance of Wellerman was by Nathan Evans in 2021. It's a masterful performance with over 100 million views on YouTube. Hearing this song somehow inspired me to write new lyrics to the tune. However, in attempting to sing it, I quickly remembered I don't have a singing voice. But I endured, and now you will have to. So, with apologies to the composer of Wellerman and the many singers who have performed it well, I present the NosillaCast shanty.
Okay. Here it is. Dedicated to you.
NosillaCast.
To you. I got to check the gap here.
I present the NosillaCast shanty.
There once was a lass who liked to chat about tech stuff and apple cruft. She spoke to strangers in store lines, but was it apropos? Her passion was strong. She had to speak to like-minded others who might seek tech info, tips, and articles, so podcast audio. So goes the NosillaCast show with listeners far and wide, you know. Weekly, it's on your feed, so stay subscribed this show. The podcast started in '05, and many thought would not survive. Despite pod fate, she did endure, her listenership did grow. So goes the NosillaCast show with listeners far and wide, you know. Weekly, it's on your feed, so stay subscribed. This show community of Podfeed is very strong, supporting each other. They get along. With inputs from listeners, the show improves, and Podfeed makes it go. So goes the NosillaCast show with listeners far and wide. You know, weekly, it's on your feed, so stay subscribed. This show, her live show is found in many forms on Podfeed, YouTube, and Discord. A scripted podcast is the norm. Her show notes, do they flow? So goes the NosillaCast show with listeners far and wide. You know, if you are not subscribed, why not just make it so?
How wonderful is that? Steve,
That
I don't
was
think
fun
you
to do.
realized your mic was live, so when you started singing along, we could hear you.
Oh, so you had me in triplicate.
Yeah,
So,
that's why I was telling you your mic is hot.
Al asked a question, is it auto-tune? So we're going to actually have a little blog post about the making of this. Allison and I will have a talk with each other, and that'll probably go up next week. But to answer your question, I recorded this in a GarageBand, and initially, my voice was so bad that they call it pitch correction, I think, in GarageBand. So I turned that on full blast, and it produced some really weird artifacts, and I didn't like it. So I abandoned that path, and I did something else instead, which was basically to get the tune to sing to so that I had a reference. I need a reference. I can't do a cappella. So no auto-tune in this. But you might hear two of me at once, which makes it sound a little bit different, doubling of my voice. Anyway, you'll hear all that next week.
Are you actually singing two tracks?
Yeah, I sang it twice and just put them on top of each other just to get a little more. See, when your voice isn't good, you make
twice
mistakes,
as much as good.
But once in a it's rare you're making the same mistake twice. So one covers for the other sometimes. So it kind of helps cover some of the bad spots.
Okay,
not always.
but you're not singing harmony.
No, there
With
is
yourself.
harmony. There is harmony in the chorus, but it's done electronically with a program that I learned how to use called Syllabius or something like that, made by Apple.
Huh.
Anyway, so there's chorus, there's harmony in the chorus, and there's also an oboe you might hear in the background.
Wait, so this software changed your voice?
No, that's an electronic voice. It's not the harmony is not my voice at all. It's just this
It is an
music app that I
instrument?
have can do. Well, it's both. I have an oboe instrument and vocals, which are electronically generated.
Oh, so that's what gives it the auto-tune-ish sound.
Probably, yeah. Maybe that's what Al was hearing.
Yeah. Two wrongs make a right, John says.
Yeah, and that's not, those aren't words. It's just kind of changing with harmony. No
Okay.
words.
Okay. I can't wait to find out, because to the rest of you, I don't know how this was made yet, but let me record a little bit about this, and then I'll do the chapter mark and stuff. So hang on.
Sure.
Okay. Your mic is hot.
Just make it so.
Wow, that is so amazing. The live audience is going bananas here. The NosillaCastaways that are here live with us, of course, are enjoying this quite a bit. I didn't know anything about Steve doing this. All I knew was he was working on some super secret project for about 2 weeks, because he ended up using a bunch of interesting software, learning new software in order to make that thing happen. And it is just, I love it. I'm just thrilled with it. He's decided that next week he's going to talk with me in a interview style. He's going to explain how he did it, because he did use a lot of software tools. And I think it's really cool that we have our own theme song. Okay. There we go.
Yes, and it's a shanty. I mean,
It's a shanty.
Who doesn't like a sea shanty? They seem to be all the rage these days on TikTok.
Right. Look, you didn't put
In
any
fact-
tags on this episode, on this blog post.
Oh, I should have done that. Several people have said, and I think it's jokingly, that I should turn that into a TikTok, and I'm not sure that's how TikTok works.
Well, yeah, you'd have
Don't
to have
people
a video.
Right, you'd have to have a video, and I thought people take like well-sung songs and then kind of
Well, no, they
And-
sing the song themselves.
Oh, they do. I thought they took songs already sung and they mime them. You know, like
No,
pretend
no,
they're
they do
singing.
that with jokes. But what's the one that Ryan Reynolds broke by just
Oh, that's
killing
right.
it?
Yeah, but these people can sing well.
Purple. What was it?
I can do brown. I can do blue. Right?
Oh, there he sang live. He did it.
Whoops.
He just sang live. I can be brown. I can't start that low. That's too low. All right. So now, all right. I don't have to record pretty much anything else for the rest of the show. Oh, one thing I want to ask you, Steve, are you okay with the time gap between your introduction and the song starting?
I didn't notice it. Do you want to just play it again?
Yeah, here we go.
I present the NosillaCast Away shanty.
There once was
Yeah.
a lass who.
It's a
Yeah,
little
it's a
long, but
little
that's
bit
okay.
long. Yeah,
It's okay.
the
It builds up.
anticipation.
It builds up the anticipation, right?
All right. Let's see. Stop. Oh, I went into the wrong button here. Grumpy. Actually, yeah. It is weird that it doesn't give me the second sound, but I'm going to move that out a little bit because I'm going to give. Oh, no. Yeah. Story here. All right. Okay. Well, I'm happy to announce that the Csun accessible assistive tech. I'm happy to announce that the Csun Assistive Tech Conference went on in person this week, and Steve and I were able to go there and do some interviews. We actually got 10 interviews in just a few hours, got some really great material that we're super excited about. We're going to play 2 of them for you today, and keep in mind that all of these audio interviews are also videos available on YouTube. So there's a blog post linked to in the show notes from the within the recording. Jeez, how do I explain show? Bleh. Got some really great material that we're super excited about. We're going to play 2 of them for you today. I don't like this whole thing. Try it again. I'm thrilled to tell you that the Csun Assistive Tech Conference went on in person this last week. All masked. You had to prove vaccination status, so it was super safe. And Steve and I got to go to it. We went for one day, and we got 10 interviews. Had a great time having lunch with Daryl Hilliker, who we haven't seen in years and years and years. So it was a really good time. So we've got 2 interviews for you today. And I want you to keep in mind that any interview you hear here, any interview you hear on the podcast is also available as a video if you want to actually see the things that we're demonstrating. So you can follow the link in the show notes directly to the blog post that has the embedded YouTube links for all of the materials that you hear from Csun's Assistive Tech. With that, let's get started with our first interview. I find I can wing it better when I am have my eyes closed. I think you people are distracting.
And you already have a link in for this one?
Steve,
Yep.
where's the audio files?
Oh, did I not give you those? All right. Well, I have them handy. Let me grab your machine.
Yeah, that would be better. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet too, I could be purple, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I can't do the harmony. I wonder if I could do it if I could see the sheet music. I learned to read sheet music when I was a kid, and I find that easier. I deleted them, Podfeet. Why would you delete Steve's work? Kevin.
So what I learned is I can read sheet music, but only as it's played for a clarinet, which is why I learned sheet music. I can't read sheet music and sing it.
I sang in church.
All right. So
And I always read the music.
Oh shoot! I'm gonna have to get out of.
You should stop chatting and get to work getting the
I'm
audio
gonna have to get
files.
out of StreamYard.
No, you
on
don't
the
have to get out of
iMac.
StreamYard.
On the iMac.
Well, just connect to your iMac, or I can connect to your iMac. Don't touch.
Okay, yeah, that'd be easier if you got to my iMac.
Yeah. Let me go Steve's iMac and connecting. So where are they?
It's on desktop in a folder called Videos,
Okay. Desktop videos.
and there.
So it's called videos.
Yeah, well, I put everything in there. I haven't organized yet for the server.
It's all AIFFs. Oh, I see. It's got thumbnails and stuff too. Okay.
There's-
Well, we're going to just vamp while I move 2.8 gigabytes worth of files.
That won't.
Bruce learned to read for tuba. By the way, did you see the GIF that Jason put up during the sea shanty? I think it is perfect.
Let me go back.
Scroll back to 527 and hover over that. I think we need to save that one and play it whenever we play the song.
Oh, this one. That's perfect.
Because that looks like to me, that's what the live audience looks like.
We're all Muppets, huh?
Yes.
Oh boy.
All right. Less than a minute. Let's see. I wonder whether the one I need is ready.
First
Nope,
one's
it won't even let
Eschenbach.
me open the envelope. It won't let me open the envelope. But I sing tenor, so I get to switch between treble clef and bass clef. Stop chatting? Oh, Al did not like that I suggested you stop chatting. Well, Sandy could read bass clef, yeah. You were told by the music teacher in 5th grade you were too stupid to be in band?
Oh, that's
Are you
horrible.
serious? That's the
That's
worst
just
thing I've
downright
ever
mean.
heard. Oh,
I
man.
thought band was
Actu-
all inclusive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's hard to... Sorry,
It's
Kevin,
hard to
but
get kicked.
It's hard to not be
Allison,
good.
don't
enough
rub
for
it in.
I remember one of the funniest things Lindsay ever said was she was never allowed to have a boy in her room with the door closed, as you can imagine, when she was in high school. And one time I come home and she's got a boy in her room with the door closed. And so I called her out and she said, "Oh, Mom, he's in band."
Like that was sufficient to explain the situation.
And yeah, I totally understood it. Oh, all right. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to put that down here.
You know, it sure be nice if you were prepared.
All right, here we go. Interview. Well, we are at the Csun Assistive Tech Conference, and this is our first interview in 3 years. And Ken Bradley from Eschenbach Optic has agreed to be our guinea pig. See if we can get back in the saddle here. Hi, Ken. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming to visit today.
So my mother was visually impaired and had one of the original VTECs, and it was, I think it was a CRT probably, and it weighed about 11,000 pounds, and it was real low resolution, and it was probably black and white if I remember correctly. But it looks like Eschenbach Optic has come a long ways in actually the ability to maybe take your display with you, your reader. Why don't you explain first to the audience what this kind of device does?
Well, this is an example of a video magnifier, and what video magnifiers do are really provide the end user with the ability to benefit from magnification, which is a very common therapy that's employed for anybody that has especially central field loss eye diseases or conditions.
So this isn't, just for those who are only listening, this isn't a magnifying glass. This is a display with a camera that shoots down at what you want to magnify?
It's a closed circuit video system, so it has a camera, it has a processor, it has a display system, and the combination of those things working together are now these days are capable of providing a high definition image for the user to benefit from at a wide range of magnification levels, well in excess of what historically has been available, especially through optical products, which is also an important part of our product line. And as you had mentioned, you know, the older units were big and cumbersome, and one of the themes that we're seeing now in device design is portability and the ability to transport.
All right, I'm going to take this down. This is going to be a long show.
Really?
I think so. Well, maybe this is just because I'm zoomed in too much. All right. I think I'll just go straight into the second one.
Yeah, you've already introduced that you're doing this.
Barnacle. There's another chapter mark. And then I'm going to go take out, what's the next one called? Oh, Barnacle. I just said Barnacle. I literally just said it. All right. Thank you very much, Ken.
Well, thanks for coming by. Pleasure speaking with you.
I'm here with Allie of Barnacle, who has a very interesting. So I do want to tell a story about that magnifier. The whole point of it is that it's foldable, right? So the guy folded it and showed us how you could pick it up and everything. And I said, well, can I actually do it while we're doing the video? And he's like, sure. So I said, okay, teach me how to do it. What buttons do I have to push to release the different mechanisms? And so there's a button to pull the camera out of the way, and you got to close the lid on the camera. And then there's another button that lets the overhead projector part tilt down. And then there's another button that allows it to go down the rest of the way. What he forgot to tell me was there was a fourth lock that you were supposed to do to keep the tray from sliding. So there's a tray, you set a book down on it and you can slide it around to keep like a book under, or a magazine or something under the camera. He forgot to tell me to lock that. So I picked it up and he thought I was just going to lift it on the table like with two hands, but I wanted to see how it was by the handle. So I pull it off the table, and as I pull it off the table, the thing falls, the thing slides, and then everything started unfolding as I was holding it. So
it's meant to be carried like a briefcase when it's all folded up.
Yeah, but we got to fold it back together. It was really heavy. What did he say, 24 pounds?
24 pounds, yeah.
And so I started doing, just as a joke, I started doing like I was doing curls with it, lifting it up and down. And by the time we got to our next interview, I was sweating and out of breath. This thing was so heavy. But
that's a good question, Sandy. Can a blind person find? I guess once you've used it a few times with muscle memory, you might remember where they are. But
yeah, I mean, they're very
people
tactile.
would probably have to show you the first time.
Yeah. You would definitely need to be shown where it was, but they're tactile, and you can tell if you did it right, you can fold it. If you don't do it right, you can't. So it's pretty obvious. But I think part of the training should be lock the tray. So you said you can't imagine his reaction as it was falling. He was so cool. He's just like, oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. Okay, no problem. He was unflappable. He was really good.
I was a bit surprised.
Yeah, I thought he'd be mad at me or say, let's do another take or something, but he was fine. All right. Hey, we now have an official chapter mark for Support the Show, Steve.
Oh. Wait, did you play this one at all? You didn't play this one.
Play what one? Oh, no.
Okay.
We're going to keep moving.
Barnacle.
Barnacle's cool. It's pretty fun. All right. Okay, Sandy, I'm going to end a sentence in a preposition, but I couldn't figure out how to do it without it. Okay? Forgive me. You know who I'm a big fan of? I'll tell you, William Osterheld. He just raised his pledge by 70% on Patreon. He's been supporting the show for a little while now, but he decided he wanted to do more. How could William not be my hero? If you want to be a hero and help keep the NosillaCast and all of the shows we do here ad-free, please head over to podfeed.com/Patreon and pick a dollar amount, or a euro amount, or a rupee amount, or a crown amount that shows the value you get out of the show. Thank you, William, for being our hero of the week. All right,
so normally you do have your text in the blog, and that text isn't in the Support the Show.
Yeah, I wrote it after.
Okay.
I just haven't. I updated after that. I just wanted you to get all the links before I went on my walk.
Got it. Don't forget to put that in.
Don't forget to put what in?
Those words into the blog post.
It's in there. Don't worry. It will be. It's in my version. I just have to upload a second time.
Okay.
Okay. I'd really like to talk to you guys, but my son is posting pictures of my grandson, so I'm just going to look at those now. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Look at the baby. Sorry. Okay. In Dogecoin. I don't know whether Patreon takes Dogecoin or not.
I don't think
All
so.
right. And now security bits. Ooh, where did I put security bits? Where did I put it? Oh, I bet I put it in here. Where did I put security bits?
You did hit record.
Yeah, where did I put it? That's chit chat. Where did I put
An
it?
insecure spot, Michael asks.
Where is it?
Where do you normally put it?
Hang on. Okay, it's there. It says it's in the folder I was just looking in. That's weird. It's there. I don't know why I didn't. That's really strange. All right. Oh, I should do a chapter mark, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
All righty. How could it be working and not making a noise, Mike? Did you delete that one too? Yeah, really. So I'm gonna go right about there. And we're gonna...
Kyle just apologized for posting all those pics.
Why?
Well, because I think you've had some interruptions from Telegram before that you couldn't turn off. Is that?
Yeah, I can't turn them off.
So he was probably just feeling bad about that.
Oh, do you think? Tell him that I liked it. That I stopped and looked at him.
I did, and that you were telling the Discord audience about it.
Okay. Do I need to? Hang on. You get out of the show. Thank you. Oh, can't do that. Never mind. You don't get to hear the plink today.
Oh,
Okay, fine. Just a minute. Okay. All right. Let's do this then.
it looks like it's going to be hard. Forget
It is.
That's all right.
Okay, thank you.
There goes the plink.
Sorry. Get rid of that one. And then, why don't you just, what the? Every once in a while, Hindenburg just does the weirdest things. I'm so depressed. The audio hijack people, the Rogue Amoeba people said that they've got a new, or they had some big announcement. I'm serious. I can't delete that track. Why? Maybe because it's selected. There we go. And I was really, really hoping that meant that they were doing a full.
You just deleted.
Got rid of the wrong one?
Yeah.
Okay. What did I do? Oh, this is really dumb. I did it. Hang on. I deleted the wrong thing. Okay. Hang on. Separate those two tracks. Which one is which? Is that me? Well, it's that time of the week. Yeah. So I get rid of Bart, and then I bring in Bart and me. I did it right. You made me think I was doing it wrong.
When you deleted the one you deleted, though, left just you talking twice.
Oh. Well, that's been done before. Okay, now let's... Okay. Okay, and then let's escape out of that. Wait a minute. Where did my... Didn't I bring the jingle music in? I swear I did. It's like we haven't been around for a few weeks and forgot how to do everything. He says, what you mean we, Kimosadi? Yeah. How late did the show start, dear? All right, here we go. Our hero of the week.
Catchy tune.
Well, it's that time of the week again. It is time for Security Bits with Bart Busschots, and it looks like it was a light enough day. We get a treat, an extra treat today, right, Bart?
Yeah.
the show notes were just looking really empty, and I had half an hour left until I was planning to be, on the bike. And I was like, well, this story, naked security, is fun. I can tell this. So we have I think I called it a deep dive, but yeah, I thought it was fun. I'm hoping you enjoyed too.
Okay, great. Well, let's dig in.
Okay, so our follow-up section is very, 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 very strongly dominated by, obviously, the biggest story in the entirety of planet Earth, the continuing fallout around Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So since last we spoke, TikTok...
All right, we're not talking about that right now. Okay,
Maybe Little
going.
Pinch?
You heard it when I said no plink, didn't you, Steve?
That was one of my favorite ad campaigns for some reason. It was kind of stupid, but it was funny.
I loved it. It was
Yeah. Little Pinch?
just a little pink. All right. Well, it's time for you to go watch the latest episode of Picard, so I think we should call it.
Indeed we shall, but remember, even though I'm enjoying Picard, you remember to stay patched, so you stay secure.
So he was supposed to help me with my server. I've got one more piece that we know of to fix, and we were supposed to do it, but Wing asked him to carve out some time to watch Picard, and I was like, I am not getting between you and seeing Picard. That's good stuff right there. So he liked that.
Good priorities.
All right, bringing it home. Here we go. Well, with that, it's going to wind us up for this week. An amazing week to get to hear Steve sing, and we now have our own official NosillaCast sea shanty. I expect everybody to go home, memorize the words, and sing it back to us. That's what I'm looking for. Anyway, that is going to wind us up for this week. So did you know you can email me at allison@podfeed.com anytime you like, and I'll probably answer you. If you have a question or a suggestion, just send it on over, or maybe a review, even better. You can follow me on Twitter @podfeed. If you want to join in the conversation, you can join our Slack community with great people like Bart over at podfeed.com/Slack. And you can talk to me and all of the other lovely Nosilla castaways. Remember, everything good starts with podfeed.com. You can support the show at podfeed.com/Patreon like William did, or with a one-time donation at podfeed.com/PayPal. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeed.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic Nosilla castaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed.
And that's a wrap.
There we go. Yep, Kevin, I would like to have everybody. That's what we really need, is people to sing it back, right? Okay, I think it's probably time for a chapter mark. Yep, there he goes. What's your count, Steve?
Oh, count.
For listening and stay subscribed. Nice to have you back around, Rick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I get 7.
7.
I heard it. All right, I'm going to export that, and I think that we are done. All right,
Good.
everybody, say goodbye. I didn't see if Rose came in. That's all, folks. All right, bye, Rose, anyway. Bye. Was she here?
Bye all.
Sausage wrapped up in a pancake tied together with bacon.
She was here. I don't know if she's here currently.
All right.
Did
Say
you
goodbye,
already sign up?
Steve. I
Goodbye,
did.
Steve.